Hi everyone, my name is Annabelle and welcome to Diving into Relaxation. Today we are going to be focusing on the hip flexors. But before we start stretching and moving, I wanted to talk briefly about this part of the body as a human being who has hip flexors, but also as a massage therapist and a soon-to-be psychologist generally about this part of the body. I know you didn't sign up for an anatomy lesson, so I'll keep this really brief. It just helps me focus in and provide a visual of what we're talking about. So this is the iliopsoas, our hip flexors. It's a compilation of a few different muscles that are engaged when the hips are flexed. And the hips are in flexion when we are sitting, or at least the hip flexors are contracted and shortened, which is why it's important for us to gently stretch them in the opposite direction of our sitting position so that our muscles are balanced and happy. I also, before we start moving, want to talk about the emotional side of things. When we experience emotions, our body is involved. For example, if you feel anxious all of a sudden or fearful, the body will release stress hormones that cause the body to respond, like increased heart rate, flushed face, tense contracted muscles to help you escape. That is a bodily response to an emotion. And over time, when we experience difficult emotions, any emotion really, the impact is bodily as well. So common areas in our body where we feel tension, partially from emotions, are places like our jaw feels clenched and tight, our neck, our shoulders, our chest, gut, and hips. And the reason I bring that up is because as we are stretching and moving, I want to normalize any emotion that might come up while you're stretching and moving the hip flexors. And to provide space for that and just to call it to attention and name something that might happen for you. So keeping that in mind, let's move forward slowly and give some extra love to our hip flexors today. So go ahead and get into a lunge position. We're going to step forward with our right leg, stretching the left side first. So right when you get into the lunge, you can probably notice that it feels a little stretched right here. That's good. So once you find this spot, take a couple deep breaths just to ground in. Maybe breathing in through the nose, out through the mouth. And once you feel grounded in to this position, maybe you stabilize yourself with your right hand. Take your left arm up and over and just lean over to the right side, stretching your left side. Breathing into the hip flexor. Feeling it get a little bit longer, maybe lunging a little bit deeper. And when you're ready, come back center, bringing your arm down, supporting yourself, bringing your right leg back, switching to the other side. So this time stepping forward with the left leg and stretching the right side. And once you find this position, go ahead and ground yourself into this side and breathe. Sending your breath down to your hips. And then when you're ready, go ahead and take your right arm up and lean over to the left side, feeling that stretch deeper in your hip flexors. When you're ready, bringing that arm back down, supporting yourself as you bring your left leg back. And you can, of course, be in those stretches a little bit longer. So that's the stretching part. The other part that we're going to do together is just some dynamic movement, where we allow our hip flexors to move around a little bit slowly, not for the purpose of exercise, but for the purpose of opening up and having movement for maybe built up energy from feeling anxious, for it to move and shift, because when we experience anxiety, like I said, the cortisol and adrenaline can sometimes kind of, for a lack of a better word, get trapped in our bodies. And so just allowing for space and movement and for things to shift as they will today. So coming into a position, this is called goose posture or goose pose. But a little different because we're going to end in child's pose. So bring your toes together, knees apart, hands right under your shoulders. And what you're going to do is you're going to take a breath in. And as you exhale, shift your weight back till your glutes hit your heels and your nose goes towards the ground. And on your inhale, come back up. Exhale, shift back down. And just keep doing this for a little while. Feeling your hips open as you shift back and enjoying that movement. Take it slow as you want, but move with your breath in and out. And on our next move back, we're gonna stay here and end in child's pose and just keep breathing. And slowly pressing yourself back up to a seated position. And obviously you can stay there for as long as you would like. I hope this was helpful for you today. I know I needed that. Sitting and staying at home can be hard, and anything we can do to help our bodies get the kinks out, our bodies and our emotions. So anyways, till next time, sending you love and peace.